Greetings, friends. It's Denise again with Denise's Dancing Paintbrush and another collage that I've been working on. This little girl's face is sort of special to me because she is the daughter of a dear friend, um, a church friend, and I saw her and took her picture many years ago, at least 15, and we were at the farmer's market, and it was bright sunshine. Must have been June or maybe even July. It was hot and sunny, and she has on her sweet little hat, and she is facing away from the sun, but the reflected light is very bright on her face, and so she's squinting and curling up her nose a little and even biting her bottom lip. I thought she was adorable, but the challenge here is to get that expression, that squinty eye, squishy nose, biting the lip expression. And I'm not sure that I really captured it. You'll have to let me know, but I really tried. I wanted a very light background, even though this is problematic because there's so much light and reflected light in this picture, but I wanted it to really reflect that it is a bright late spring, early summer day. And I even used a very pale blue for the highlights at first, and then decided it just wasn't bright enough. Didn't really do it, so I actually glued a lighter, almost a light yellow piece over the top of all the blue pieces that I put there. Yeah, collage, you can change your mind. Like you change your mind with oil paints and just paint over it. With collage, I just glue over it. Basically, whatever works. You see these light yellowish pieces I put on were supposed to be secondary light, and it turned out that it looked brighter than the blue, and so I'm gluing over the blue. That happens, and I liked it better when I glued over it. The rule of thumb is that if the light is warm, the shadows are cool, and if the shadows are warm, the light is cool. So I wanted a cool light, which is why I used or chose a light blue, and it just was not working. So this is kind of a hot picture. It's got, even the shadows are warm. Although the shadows on the hat are cool. I already put a very charcoal gray for the shadow underneath the hat there next to her face. I'm using a very deep orangey red, persimmon color for the shadows on her face under her hat. Usually I do the eyes, cut them out, put them together, make the whites of the eyes and the color of the eyes and all of that first thing. But on this one I started with the highlights instead, and got almost almost to surrounding the pencil lines on the eye before I started making my collage, my eye collage pieces. I used a very, very dark green for the iris of the eye, and then glued a little white, black pupil, little black pupil and white highlight on top of those. And then set them into place. But as you can see, I'm going to change that again later because I don't feel like her, especially her right eye, is squinty enough. And I took a little longer, I think, on this picture than I did on 3 or 4 of the last ones in a row because I know this girl, I've seen this girl, and I really wanted to get the expression right. So I kept gluing pieces over the top of pieces to really work it. It was a challenge. And I had my share of interruptions this week also that kept me from working as consistently as I would like to. Things keep calling me away. And I would like to say that's annoying, but actually, you know, I really like my husband, like my life. And so I'm just going to have to live with distractions. What can I say? I started with very pale gray pieces for her teeth. Teeth are never white. But they just didn't seem bright enough, so I went back with something a little bit lighter, more towards the tan side to glue on top for her little baby teeth. And then I had to cut a lot of little pieces for her hair because she's got her little hair tied in some, you know, rubber bands on both sides, but um, they're on top of her shirt. Ergo, I have to do her shirt first. I chose a cool, almost blue-gray for her shirt because there's just so much warm color going on. Even her hair is on the warm side. And I suspect I could have made that shirt a little darker, even though she really was wearing kind of a light blue. And now I'm getting ready to do her hat. You can say I used some of the same light blue-gray for the greater part of her hat, but I'm using a dark sky blue and a few pale, it's not exactly pure white, pieces for highlights. And it's time to put in some shadows. Wrinkles in her hat. So she's nearly done here. The last thing I do is find a few words that I think are appropriate, spring and girls and sunshine, that kind of thing. I'm not really trying to make sentences when I put in words. I'm trying to make thoughts. And there she is. I hope you can see that her eyes are supposed to be a little on the squinty side. Oh, also in the little drawings there, that's actually my granddaughter that I drew and added to the overall collage. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. I certainly appreciate all of your enthusiasm and your comments. And if you liked this, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone. Have a good week.